Don here in Florida, and I'm gonna knock out this quick vid for a viewer that's having some issues with his bandsaw. And I actually did a series of bandsaw videos that nobody watched, and I took them off and I consolidated them down into one 4x6 fix and tune video, and a lot of the stuff I just didn't put back in there, so this is something that kind of was deleted. So what I'm going to try to show is how to adjust this so that the blade stays on. I know some people, they're probably not up on how to keep these blades on, and they didn't exactly come set right from the factory. So let's just take a real quick look and see how to do this, okay? Okay, first off, make sure your wheels are adjusted properly so that you're getting just touching on each side of the blade here and here. Okay, you don't want them so loose that you can just spin them around, but you don't want them so tight that you can't turn them by finger either, okay? And this is actually probably a little bit too tight, but I'm going to live with it. Okay, and these nuts right here loosen and tighten the wheel, and the wheel's on a cam. And if you look right in here, there's a wrench spot you can get in here, and you can turn that cam back and forth, and this will move the wheel away from the blade and in towards the blade. And you may have to hold that when you tighten it back up so the wheel doesn't get off. There you go. And it's important to have these wheels adjusted right so that the blade isn't kicking back and forth as it's coming down through here and off the big wheel up here, okay? I took this out of tracking adjustment just to make a point on how to adjust this. I know it's hard to see in there because everything's pretty much the same color, but if I take this pick here and I move back and forth, see that spacing I have right there? I don't want that. I want just about the tip of the pick's width distance off that back edge right there on that blade. So to adjust that, we have 3 bolts back here. This bolt here is the axle bolt. This goes right through and holds the axle. You want that tight, okay? Not cranked up crazy tight, because these bolts are pretty chintzy. This bolt here locks and unlocks your adjustment for your blade tension, like this. So you can adjust the blade and then lock it in place, okay? These here are your give adjustments. Create less movement or less slack in here. It's just like the gibs on your lathe, more or less. So, and looking from this side, this is where that axle bolt comes through. You can actually follow it straight through here to here, okay? This top bolt here, that top bolt comes in right here. This locks this right here. This is the adjusting screw, okay, that comes down through here, okay? Now, you can see that tracking's actually come off a little bit more right here. The third bolt is this Allen screw, and that's this is 4mm on here, and you turn this clockwise and counterclockwise to get your tracking. So let's turn it on. We want to run it while we're doing the tracking, okay? So we're going to turn it on. And counterclockwise loosens it. I'm going to loosen that just a little bit. And clockwise brings it back into the wheel. Yeah, I might have got it just a little bit too tight. Let's run it again. We're going to go counterclockwise, move it out slightly. See, that's too far. See how much movement back and forth I got on that? Well, I can feel it. I don't know if you can see it. You shut it off. See that? That was only about quarter to a half a turn. And we moved it out that much. Okay, so let's bring it back in. So we're going clockwise on it. You've got to let it run around a couple times so that it goes in there. So I'm turning it back a little less than a quarter of a turn. Shut it down. Okay, still not there. Bring it in a little bit more. And I can do this with it running. Okay, I'm just about right there. Okay, I can just fit this tip down in there. Okay, so for me that would be good tracking right there, and it's the same all the way around. Okay, as far as blade tension goes, when you tighten that blade, you want a little deflection. But you don't want to over tighten it, okay, because that's hard on the blades. And I mentioned in my original set of videos that these steel wheels, or these cast iron wheels, give no quarter to that blade. If it's over tightened and these wheels are off like this, they're moving slightly, it can overstress that blade. So please don't do that. Now I'm set where I want to be on the tracking. You want to make sure that my screws are tight here. That one I already did, so just gonna snug that down. And now none of that should go anywhere, so we're done here. Okay, now we want the blade to cut straight through the material when it's cutting through. If it's not, if it's deflecting off to one side like this or this, when it comes into the material, it's going to try to pull that blade this direction. Granted, you have the rollers up here, but you're still going to get a stress all the way back through to the wheels, and it is going to try to pull away from the wheels. So you want these as straight as possible coming through here. I use a square like this, a machinist square, and I can run right up and down that machinist square and know that it's good. And if I look across the blade like this when I'm pushing it in, okay, I can see that it's square. And you can do this on the inside and the outside. Okay, that's square. Now if you're not getting a square blade, and you want to check back close to these rollers, because that's where it's going to tell you on each side, not just one side, okay? Because it can be coming out crooked, it can be coming out at an angle like this, but then the roller, if it's square here, can be drawing it up square, and then you're going to have a twist going through your material, which is not good. So if I loosen this up, okay, see how it kicked back? If I put that square up against there, if I put that square in there, okay, you can see it's touching at the top, but there's a pretty good sized gap at the bottom. Let me get the light underneath that to see if it'll show up better. Try that again. Going in like this. See that gap at the bottom? We don't want that. And you can see that light pushing right through there. I hope we can see it on the camera. So to get this right, we're going to need to push this back into place to where it's square. There we go. And lock it down. Now this may take a couple of shots, okay? Come up again. Yeah, try it again. The things I do for my viewers, right? Okay, and get it out beyond that point and then bring it back. I can do it like this too. There we go. There we go. Right there. A couple cuts through some metal would tell me if this is square or not, because it would cut off to one side like this. Even just a slight amount off will cut off to a side. So check that side while we're at it. Yeah, it's nice and square. Okay, and last thing, like I said in the 4x6 fix and tune video that was a compilation video, this slides up and down like this. So if you're not getting enough depth of cut, both sides here and here can be slid deeper into the work, allowing it to cut off. And when you slide this down, always double check your tracking and your tension. Your tension's the big one. If you're sliding that down, it's going to put more tension on that blade. so you may actually have to loosen it up. If anything, I'd probably start with it a little bit loose when I'm setting that adjustment, and then bring it up to the proper tension. It'll just make life easier. So I guess that's about it. So with these adjustments, I think that should probably take care of 98% of the people that are having problems with a blade actually falling off. These saws aren't really that difficult to figure out, and if you do have an issue that's causing a blade to continue to fall off after doing all the proper adjustments, then you have to have something mechanically wrong. So you probably have to look into that, and that would be a whole different type of video. So with that, I hope we were able to help you out with the issue you're having with your saw. And I'm talking to John here, and as always, from Florida, Don out.